Hey, how you doing? My name is Thavius Beck, and I'm broadcasting live from the Novation booth here at NAMM. We're here because we're showcasing our brand new product, something I'm really excited about. I'm a very passionate Launchpad user, so this is especially dear to me. It's the Launchpad Pro, the newest iteration of the Launchpad. What's really nice about this, there's several features right off the bat that'll stand out to you. The first one is the fact that we have true RGB color with our pads, and these colors reflect the color of your clips in Ableton Live. As you can see, I've got numerous tracks here, and the color of my clips are reflected right there. So it's very easy to stay organized in that way. Another major feature is the fact that you have external MIDI in and out. You can control external MIDI hardware very easily, and you have your dedicated live mode, but if you hit the setup button, you can jump into an external note mode, and you can send out MIDI data over 16 channels. So you can control more than one piece of external hardware as long as everything's properly set up on the right MIDI channel. Going back into the live mode, we have a row of buttons here and a row of buttons here that wasn't previously available. And you might notice at the top there's no longer a mixer button. Instead, the mixer controls can be accessed down here. So instead of going into a mixer page and then a separate page from there, you have a dedicated volume button, pan button, sends. And what's really nice about these, if you hold it down, you let go, you jump right back into the mode you were in. If you just press it, you stay in that mode. So in terms of workflow enhancements, you can fly around this thing very easily and still stay focused. Another really, really cool feature, probably my personal favorite feature, it's velocity sensitive. But beyond it being velocity sensitive for notes, the faders are velocity sensitive. In the previous Launchpad, if you were to press a button, the volume faders would just jump to that value. Now, depending on how hard you touch, you can make them gradually fade up, gradually fade down, or jump to a specific position. Really nice, especially when you can do a volume fade of your whole set just like that. Pretty lights, right? But it's more than just pretty lights, it's very functional. If you want to record automation, before you would have been stuck with stepped automation, now you can get very smooth linear curves doing this, all right? Stepping out of the session mode, we have the volume pan and send buttons, and we also have dedicated stop clip, solo, mute, track select, and record arm. The way these work is that this bottom row here will be taken over by whatever mode you're in. So I can still launch clips, but my bottom row is now dedicated to stopping whatever clips are playing. Okay? I could also, let's go ahead and just get that started again. Let me go into my volume page. Okay, it's muted, that's why. All right, so this track is muted. I'll go into my mute page. I just leave that on, so I can easily bring that up while still switching between different clips. Your solo button works the same way. This controls your solo now. You have a track select button here, and I'll get to that in just a second, and a record arm button. What I'll do right now is I'm gonna stop my main drum beat. I got a little hi-hat loop running here. I have a drum rack on this track here, track 3. So once I arm my drum rack track, I can go into note mode, and I can have as many sounds as I want on my drum rack. It'll fill up every single pad on the note mode with sounds from my drum rack. If I have more than 64 sounds, I can simply scroll through and access all the other sounds. So now with this selected, I'm in note mode, I've got a drum rack. I can turn on my metronome. When I'm ready to record something, I've got a dedicated record button. Not only can I record into a pre-existing clip, it'll make a brand new clip for me if there isn't one already there. So we got that going right now. Now I can quantize that afterwards by hitting my dedicated quantize button, or I can hold shift and enable record quantization, and that's already enabled right now. So I'll turn my metronome off. I want to overdub something into this. We got that going. Go back to my session mode. So now I will arm a track that has a virtual synth in it. If I go back to my note mode, now we have our chromatic note mode, okay? The root note is your purple key, and you can shift the root note by using these arrow keys here. So my song is in the key of F sharp, so I shift it up 6 semitones. So it works the same way for recording into this instrument clip. If I want to record something, just hit my record button when I'm ready. 1, 2, 3. So we got that there. So the last thing I'll do, one of the last things I'll do, I'm gonna go to my first track here, and on this track, that's getting audio from my Mini Nova. So let me mute track 2. I've armed the first track. I will switch to my external MIDI mode, and now that's coming from the Mini Nova. So I'll record that as audio. Let's see. So that's been recorded now. I will go back to my live mode. So last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna navigate to my last track over here. I can select this last track by hitting my track select button. I select it. Now any devices on that track will now be in focus. Now I can hit my dedicated device button. So the first 8 parameters of that device will be accessible to me right here. I have a device called InstaJungle. It makes the audio repeat. So now the velocity sensitive faders are that much more fun to play with. So it's a lot of fun. And to finish it all off, we'll go back to our volume page, gracefully fade everything out. And there you have it, the Launchpad Pro. And I'm truly enthusiastic about it. I've been a long-time Launchpad user. And this definitely is a major evolution in the Launchpad series. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll go out and get one in about 6 months when they come out. Thanks a lot.